Okay, Max Verstappen admitted it. It was his fault. Okay, fine. But he made that move because of the first incident. So how they had to neutralize between judging the first incident and the second incident, despite Max Verstappen admitting that it was his mistake. I have never seen Max admitting to his mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For you guys, Max is usually the very blunt and very bold driver. He's not the one who give in to any stupid judgments, comments, or penalties.
but if you ask me, without Max Verstappen, Formula One is nothing, bro. There's nothing to talk about.
You need a bit of spice, don't you?
He knows inside out of the rules, and then when there's a manipulation as such happens, I mean, I would also disagree and dissatisfied with the outcome.
Sounds correct.
Hi guys, welcome to episode 30 of Paddock Show with me, Harris.
And I'm Kumar. We are back again. Yo, guys, how are you all? And then basically, we were looking forward to do our this new segment because we had some nice or exciting events that we have covered so far.
Yeah.
Which was race room. So I believe you came that day, and then you saw so many people, like around maybe 100 of them join. I mean, not joining. I mean, like it was like a festival whereby every 2 months race room will do the endurance race of 2 hours. So the participation is always full pack, and then we had the opportunity, our Paddock Show team, to participate in that particular race.
I think what Jason has done for Race Room is good. And by the way, they actually opened a new outlet in Bandar Seri, right?
Yeah.
And for you guys in Penang, we can also catch them in Juru.
Yes.
So in Bandar Seri, they have 6 simulators.
6 simulators.
And in Ara Damansara, they have 18. So a total of 24.
Right. And also don't forget in Genting, they have 4 simulators there set up for a month or two for people to try and get a feel of the motion simulator. You don't get every time a chance for you to drive a motion simulator. And one of our friends, Christopher, he enjoyed so much until it hurts his hands and feet. It is so heartbreaking, man. It's almost 1-to-1 of what we do in real life.
Actually, also Jason mentioned earlier that they will open another booth as well at Japan GT, Sepang.
Correct.
Because they are technical partners with KW.
Yeah, and the best part is what? If I had the chance, I would have joined, man. You will win a motion simulator, bro.
For you guys out there,
giving away a
it's
simulator.
125,000.
Cool, man. I mean, like, oh shit. I wish I was that professional for me to to drive that particular simulator. But those people that come every 2 months and join the race, they are super good. They are some of the professional racers out there as well, and then some novices like me, amateurs as well. It's like a mixture of drivers. At the same time, you don't worry because you know why? You have the category placed for you. It's something like novice, amateur, and also pro. So if you are a pro racer, they will put you in the pro category, and if you're like me, you'll go for the amateur. All right, and congratulations for the winners on that particular day. And also we had one special guest appearance. He also raced in that 2 hours,
If you guys don't know who that is, go and watch episode 29.
Yes, Mr. Harid Iskandar. And it was so much fun. He was so good, so humble. And then we had the opportunity to speak with him and spend some times, discussing how this simulator is affecting the newer generation and how it could go in the near future.
I was so shocked, when I saw him. I was like, hey, am I blind or something? Or am I slapping myself to see a comedian race the race simulators?
Yeah, and then
How did you do?
I'm not sure. I didn't check out the results, but then he just had fun all the way, and then with his son also, starting to get in a groove with the racing series, be it a go-kart or be it a simulator. I think it's a good start. People to at least learn the track. When they go to the next level, they at least have the feel of where to brake, how to take the corners and chicanes, and it's just perfect. And again, thank you Race Room, thank you Jason and KW Suspension for always inviting us to have fun with y'all.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome, right? You see so many race race enthusiasts, who actually want to try out the skills. They are trying to see whether they can make the lap times necessary to be in the race, the real race cars.
And we make connection. We have friends, we every one of us has the same passion towards racing and also the cars that we adore, that we like, so it is very, very positive, very positive.
I think it's a good step forward. I think if there is more participation, I think they will grow big, because Jason did share with us that he's going to link up all the branches through the internet, and they're going to have
Connection.
a multi-outlet race, endurance
So
race.
if you're from a different district, you can race as well.
Yes. So
Wow.
all his Juru, Bandar Sunway, and Aras Damansara will be linked up.
Wow, that's cool. No, we look forward for that.
Yeah. So congrats, guys. We will be back with more coverage for race 4.
Yes.
Okay.
And then not to forget, he also did some event for Porsche this year, and then they also garnered some attention from there as well. Some new drivers who they managed to pick up from there.
And they were using walkie-talkies as though they were at the real track. You see them.
It's so hard to marshal. It's like your computer can crash anytime, and once your computer crashes, that's it, you're out of the race. So these kind of certain things and some disputes, like crashing to each other or something like that. Come on, it's a GT race, so you can shove each other off the track, but not too harsh, huh?
So you guys who have not tried the experience, we highly recommend it. Race Room Asia, they are located again, Bandar Sunway, Ara Damansara, and also in Juru. And
Right.
soon to come, Genting.
Good thing.
And if you are at the track this weekend, do visit them at their booth
There's
at the
competition going on, you guys.
KW suspension. So there'll be a lot lucky draws as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be back with segment 2 shortly. All right.
All right.
All right, guys, welcome back to segment 2, Paddock Show episode 30.
Yes, guys, and for now, what we'll cover is basically some rumors in Formula One that is circulating lately, and then some regulation inconsistency as well that we're gonna discuss. So first of all, we wanna talk about the Spanish GP, the crash between Russell and also Max Verstappen. For the whole race was like quite a boring race up until the last 6 laps of the Grand Prix. What happened was basically they screw up Max Verstappen's strategy. He wanted new tires, and they only had hard tires as new. So he had no choice just to use the hard tires. And then from the moment he got into the hard tires, he was just struggling, like, sliding everywhere, gliding everywhere, no traction out of the corners. So Russell managed to pick him up after the restart of the race. The first corner incident, first thing first. What is your take on that? I want to know your opinion first. The first corner when Max Verstappen Russell tried to overtake Max Verstappen into the first corner, and Max was on the outside, and he had to take the escape route. So was that fair enough judgment from Russell for him to attack on the first corner?
I think he might have overdone it.
Oh, Max Verstappen was ahead, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then-
Max was ahead, and I think he just misjudged the timing of that.
And then
Really?
due to that, there was a confusion. So what happened was the team ordered Max Verstappen to give the place back, but it wasn't the right thing to do so, because after the race, the so-called stewards, they say that they were never gonna penalize Max for that maneuver. So why did he give back the position? So when they came to the chicane, to the corner, Russell was on the outside, Max was on the inside. So if you look closely, Max was already in the racing lane, but he slowed down, and Russell was already ahead. And Russell came into the corner, and then they had the contact. Okay, Max Verstappen admitted it. It was his fault. Okay, fine. But he made that move because of the first incident. So how they had to neutralize between judging the first incident and the second incident, despite Max Verstappen admitting that it was his mistake. I have never seen Max admitting to his mistake.
Yeah.
Throughout-
For you guys, Max is usually the very blunt and very bold driver. He's not the one who give in to any stupid judgments, comments, or penalties.
But if you ask me, without Max Verstappen, Formula One is nothing, bro. There's nothing to talk about, you know.
You need a bit of spice, don't you?
He knows inside out of the rules, and then when there's a manipulation as such happens, I mean, I would also disagree and dissatisfied with the outcome. You know why? Similar incidents, other drivers have come together. There were no penalties given. The first recent example is Norris and Piastri. They came clash with each other within the last few laps of the Canadian Grand Prix. If it was Max Verstappen, he would have definitely gotten a penalty points. But Norris only gotten 5 seconds penalty and no penalty points. So where's the consistency?
So this it backs to my opinion whether F1 FIA stewards should be governed by the same people at every race, or they should be in rotational. What's your take?
For me, I would say there should be a permanent
Permanent panel.
steward. Yes, permanent steward that comes from a championship background, not just drivers who have drove for Formula One. Because you know, when you are just a normal Formula One driver, you have not won championship. You don't know the intensity. You don't know the thirst to win. You know, at all costs. So like Johnny Herbert, Enrique Bernoldi, like the Darren Warwick, they are not champions of Formula One. Even Martin Brundle. Martin Brundle talks a lot of shit. But, if Max Verstappen, he will just, you know, and also Damon Hill. They will just talk shit about Max Verstappen all the time. But when it comes to the other drivers, other nationality, they calm themselves out. Why?
But the thing is there any retired champions that's able to
I mean, there are plenty
share
out there.
the steward
see-
talks?
You see, Mika Hakkinen, why is he staying out of Formula One? There must be a reason, right? You know, to become a steward or to judge how the racing is called racing. I mean, like, if you don't allow people to overtake aggressively or tactically, then what is the point of racing? Just follow each other behind, no? And use the DRS to overtake, like what Niki Lauda said. It's a fake racing.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about the FIA stewards? Should they stay the same, or should they be in rotational? Do comment down below in our comment box, and we would like to put a poll to see what do the majority of F1 fans think about it.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then this is basically we want mixture of views. You know, we have old school fans, we have new school fans. So we want the view from the new school fan as well. So how would you judge, you know, fair racing and also head to head?
Okay, so moving on, the few last laps of Canada Grand Prix
Okay.
between the two McLarens. What's
Right.
your take?
First thing first, I would like to say Mercedes has somehow managed the upgrade that have brought in the suspension or something like that. It really worked. You know, for both Kimi Antonelli and also Russell, they managed to keep Max Verstappen behind. All right, and then if you ask me about the incident from Lando Norris and also Piastri, it was a bit too ambitious. I would say too ambitious for what he has as a talent. Because he knew clearly there's a wall on the left side and there's so much of space on the right side. Why would you want to go in the inside and then almost ruin Piastri's race? Knowing that, you know, if one DNF is enough for Lando to catch him back. Remember that, guys. So one race of DNF for Piastri is just nice for Lando to catch up. And that didn't happen. That is my take, yeah? Don't get me wrong. But this is my thought that came in right after the race. Because, you know, he was like already halfway through, one win behind. So how can Lando catch him back? Because this McLaren car is basically in a different league from the rest of the field. Yes, when it comes to the dirty air, they will struggle a bit. But once they are out of the dirty air, they are bulletproof. So this incident could have been avoided. I say it was attempted to take both of themselves out.
For you guys out there who've been following Formula One for many years, this reminds me of Alain Prost at Ayrton Senna. I
Yeah.
think it's going to occur because it has not even been halfway yet.
Exactly. And then this incident is the same incident what Button faced in 2011 with Lewis Hamilton.
Hamilton
Exact-
and Rosberg also.
Yeah, many times. You know, the heat of the moment will surely come again. And then this championship is not over yet. You know, Russell and Max Verstappen could catch them back up if they keep doing this kind of incidents. But we like that. We want it to happen because it's the more closer, the better for us.
A bit more drama in Formula One actually helps so that people tak mengantuk sangat.
Itulah pasal. I mean, like, the whole 65 lap, 68 lap tu tak ada apa-apa jadi.
I mean, this season we have had a couple of ice-breaking moments. We also had a lot of dozing off moments too.
Yes, exactly. So the dozing off moments are basically between the boring start. Not to say that the first two laps are always exciting. After that, the phase of when they try to manage the tires. Everybody stay behind, try to be like 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds behind the car ahead because they don't want to ruin the tires. Then when it comes to the last 10 laps, 15 laps, they push each other. So whereas I don't see any excitement unless there's a safety car or something bad happen on the track or off the track.
So we've spoken about McLaren, Red Bull, Mercedes, so on to Ferrari. Ferrari, I think, did not perform. Really, really off pace.
Do you know that Hamilton is off the podium for 10 consecutive races? Can you imagine that?
You guys out there, check your stats, okay?
At least last year he got one with Mercedes. I'm sure he's regretting the move. I'm really at least 99% sure that Hamilton is regretting because Mercedes is a car that can win races, proven by Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a winnable car, but the thing is whether Hamilton still has the skills to dial into a new team.
Yeah, I would assume that with the rumors going on that Vassova is gonna move away, and then Leclerc is thinking of going out of the team.
All right,
with
share with our viewers what's the Ferrari rumors at the moment.
The two rumors, the big rumors are basically John Elkann or the Ferrari president itself. In Italy, they want to get rid of Fred Vasseur. So what has Fred Vasseur done so far? I mean, he has done exactly the same thing as the previous team principals or the team bosses. Few wins, competitive at times, but there's no oomph for the championship. The car is not rock solid as McLaren or the Red Bull of previous years. So he's doing the same job. So I think the problem doesn't lie on the team principal or the bosses. The problem lies on the core of the Ferrari. That is my take. If you look at McLaren, they are a mixture of engineers, the mixture of talents, inside the garage. I mean, even Red Bull at time they had so many great engineers and also aerodynamicists in Newey, Rob Marshall and stuff like that. Even Jonathan Whitley with the pit stop strategy and stuff. Look at how Sauber is performing at the moment with the pit stop strategies. It's amazing for them to see in the top 3, top 5 in the pit stop now. Last year they were dead less. So these are the small things that would affect your team. And I would say the overall performance of the SF24, 25 is not there.
Do you think Fred's going to leave Ferrari?
I think so.
You think so?
I think he won't last long. Because the rumor is the WEC boss from Hypercar is going to take over his place.
For you guys out there, if you do not know, they won, right?
Yeah, they won again. And then coincidentally, all 3 different cars with different number, different drivers have won for the past 3 years.
There you go. So there is a big performance gap between that series and Formula One for Ferrari.
Yeah.
So Maranello, ding, 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 ding.
The first thing I thought is that Ferrari have sold their soul for WEC instead of F1. They don't want to win in Formula 1,
How can Ferrari be so bad? I mean, after post-Schumi,
oh my God.
Maranello has been in a sinkhole.
Yeah.
A big sinkhole.
Yeah.
They've changed team principals, they've changed technical directors, they've changed race engineers, they've even changed driver lineup and still can't win the championship.
I mean, you have to ask the question to them, the Ferrari itself. Not so I don't think it's Vasso's fault. I don't think it's Arabia's fault. I don't think it's what's the name again? Binotto's fault. I mean, those are great talents, bro. The ones that brought glory days for Ferrari and they are kicked out. How is that fair? It's not fair at all.
I think there is a spell in Maranello.
I don't know, but Hamilton's vibe is not working, man. His vibe is not working.
I think the Hammer Time synonym is not working over there.
Maybe next year perhaps, but not this year.
Okay, so stay tuned for that. Right. So you see a grey helmet here.
Yeah, Sony.
So by the time you guys hear this, you may have heard about F1 the movie,
Yes, correct.
starring Brad Pitt and Lewis Hamilton as the executive producer.
Producer.
Okay, in Malaysia it's sold out.
Yes,
The helmet sold out. I don't know how he got it, but he got it.
I got it, man.
If you guys have got spare cash, payday is coming soon. So grab your $300 and splurge it on the helmet. Maybe it's worth it. All right, your take.
Okay, what happened was that the moment they announced it, I went to that place to get the helmet. But I saw the helmet was sold out, and I know that these are the scalpers. How can you just post for the first 10 minutes and then it's just sold out from the place itself? I don't want to mention the name of the
Why
place.
did they sell?
I don't know. They were selling like 30-40 helmets to that particular person.
Wow.
So I don't want to go in depth into that. So they say that it was some another gathering, another event. So that's why they took the helmet there and then kept it there. But you need to have some spares for your customers. You know that I'm not there to take 2 or 4 or 5 helmets, just one. And but fortunately the manager there was kind enough to arrange me one helmet. So I got it one.
How much was it?
From the $75 only, bro.
75 ringgit.
Yes. I don't want the popcorn. I want the
So
helmet.
that's the popcorn holder, but in the form of a helmet.
Correct. But one thing that makes me impressed about this helmet is the design of the helmet. The visor, the arrow kit on the this side of the lid, and the shape of the helmet. It follows exactly like how it's supposed to be. All right. And the downside of it is basically it's like a plastic water bottle plastic container. With $75 you can't complain much.
Yeah.
This is how it look like. You put your popcorn or cheese or whatever you want inside this, or drink air kelapa or anything, put inside. And you know, another thing that ring the bell is, they say it's a half scale helmet. I don't think that this is a half scale helmet. This is bigger than half scale helmet, because officially in Formula 1 this is supposed to be the half scale helmet. You know, this one.
But now I see Mercedes selling 1.5.
1.5 is smaller than this. I have 1.5 as well. So they are like this small, the differences. So you see, this is half scale. And I love this helmet. You know, I somebody just gave me this helmet when during an event. He was just like giving away his stuff because he was leaving for airport. So I was there coincidentally. Then I asked that guy. He was Italian. He just said, "Down, take it, bro." And this, I don't have the box. It's with me for like 5-7 years now.
Wow.
This helmet.
Okay, so back to the helmet story. So F1 movie is the first in the history of motorsports
Yeah.
to be an official movie, official Hollywood movie.
Yeah, official Hollywood movie.
So they filmed the entire movie during the 2024 campaign.
Yeah, and then the thing that I still want question and answer is basically he was like 60 years old and he won the championship. So, I mean, that's a hint for Hamilton, I guess.
So we'll watch the F1 movie and we'll come back in episode 31 with our take and our review.
Yeah. Sure. I have a lot to say then after that.
Yes. So we'll keep that to ourselves for now. What else is in the news for F1?
Right. Apart from that, there are not much upgrades coming in for Red Bull. So Max Verstappen, he has to sustain whatever he has from Spanish GP. The car looked good in Spanish GP. Even in Canada, he managed to bring forward the car. Apart from that, with coming to Aston Martin, New had some touch on the car. He did some setting changes and stuff like that. Some upgrades came in, and then boom, you see Alonso on the points again.
Yeah.
So Aston Martin is up and coming. Apart from that, your Alpine is there, but I think they were struggling a bit on Colapinto and also the power unit issue. Right, coming to power unit, Mercedes struggled in Spanish GP to sustain the temperature, but look at how they perform in Canada. Sometimes it's also because of temperature, right? Because Canada was cooler than Spanish GP, if I'm not wrong.
In Formula 1, tire efficiency is very important.
Yeah, and tires also. But I really miss those days when Michelin, Bridgestone were fighting.
Maybe it's time for them to have two manufacturers.
Correct. Like even in MotoGP, I always think why they have changed the format. Okay lah, in terms of your aero package, aero regulations, it is favoring your European market. But you at least have some change, some options for tires.
True. So yeah, maybe it'll be a better racing, I would say.
And you look at Indica refueling. Refueling is still there, man. And there's so less incident.
Yeah,
These are the things to look at.
refueling, if it were to be back in F1, I tell you, that will create a lot more drama, a lot more followers, a lot more exciting.
Correct. And then you can strategize, really strategize. With this current format, you cannot strategize
No,
anything.
it's,
Either you do 1 stop, 2 stop, or 3 stop.
yes. You either overcut or undercut.
And then you just rely on safety car. What the hell? I mean, where's the racing?
All right, so before we wrap up, another interesting news that I think we need to highlight is the Thai government announced a major budget for Formula One to be in Thailand, in the streets of Bangkok.
Yeah, expected 28, 29, you know.
Wow. I mean,
Don't make me sad, bro, by bringing this up, you know. What?
but we have to. We have no choice. We have to cover the news.
Aduh. Sakit hati tau dengar pasal benda-benda macam
No, the
ni.
thing is, you know how hectic and how chaotic the Bangkok streets are, and they're able to cordon that off and not even build a proper
Purpose
race
race circuit.
and actually host the race there.
Despite we having a proper race circuit, we just, we are failing. That's the only thing I can say. We are literally failing in organizing big events, major events. We have so much of Formula One fans here. I see nowadays we have Tifosi member club.
Yeah.
We have
Tifosi member club. The two lady owners, do contact us. We do want to have some collaborations with you guys.
Yeah, I've been DMing them, but there's no response, bro. Maybe you should try.
All right. I will DM them. All right, continue.
Right. So you look at our community, like, we are doing live watch view parties with each other. So many fans are coming and gathering and then watching the race together, having their opinions. It's such a wonderful atmosphere, Imagine that we have F1 coming back to Malaysia. I'm sure it will be packed.
Of course it will be back.
Definitely be back.
And the fact that we will have Visit Malaysia in 2026, what are your lineup programs? You can't just rely the track on 1 or 2 major series, which is MotoGP and just Japan GT. It's such a waste of logistics.
Correct. And then MotoGP, yes. What is the crowd that you have there? Are they spenders or really people who can spend? For me, Formula One fans, they can spend more. Even Super GT. Super GT is a good idea. Don't get me wrong. They can really generate good income from Super GT. Like how they started.
Yeah.
A year ago, the announcement was done a year ago. They gradually promote, and here we are this weekend.
I think the first Japan GT in Sepang was way back in 2004
right?
or
2002, I think.
Yeah.
But the race that I watched was Ralph Furman winning in Mobile 1 NSX.
Yeah.
Nakajima Racing.
Okay. So don't worry, we'll touch a little bit more about what's happening in Sepang this weekend.
Yep.
Okay, we'll take a short break and come back to you. Hi guys, welcome back to our break. Now we're in segment 3 and we have Austrian GP this weekend.
Yes, Austrian GP always brings some excitement. Of course, it's a place that Austrian fans will flock in, fill up the grandstands to watch Max Verstappen win, because before that, Zandvoort was not in the calendar. So when Zandvoort came back into Formula One calendar, basically there was a split fans that you can see in Austria GP. Mostly, I would say 50% McLaren, 50% Max Verstappen 10. All right. So what happened last year? Last year was another controversial race, I would say. With the overtake done by Norris on the outside, and then Max Verstappen getting the penalty and him going out of the race. So Russell won the race ahead of Piastri and also Sainz, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So we could expect the same thing this year, but I would say Max Verstappen's side, I would downplay it a bit because he wouldn't have the car to fight with the top 5 or top 6. All right.
So
and then
Austria is what kind of track? High downforce or low downforce?
it is a mid, I would say mid downforce kind of a track that you need heavy braking. is important. Fast corners, which McLaren is so good in fast and flowing corners, similar to like Silverstone and Austria. So these two track will again suit McLaren with how good they were in 2023, 24, and this year as well.
Which teams do you think will spring a surprise?
I would still go for Mercedes because we don't know where they are actually. Mercedes is like, you know, one day you're good and the other day you're not good. It's like, if you know, we can't judge them. Maybe if the temperature is lower, they could be in the fight again with the McLaren team. But if they are not, then there'll be question asked again.
So Mercedes is like an on-off switch.
On-off switch, yeah. The moment the temperature rises up, they're gonna, you know, blow those power units.
Mm.
And then they had the same problems with other sister teams.
But
No,
Mercedes is they have a strong drivers lineup, I think. You know, George and Kimi, I think is a good combo.
Correct. I mean, George proving as a winner from time to time. I mean, that says a lot that the car is good.
Mm.
You know, so someone will be thinking that jumping from Mercedes
It's also a very young team.
yeah, it's a very, you know, solid foundation that Mercedes is building at the moment.
Yeah.
But take note, next year George Russell doesn't have the contract,
Yeah, yes.
so they're still fishing.
His contract is still not announced, and Toto did mention it's coming soon. So how soon? Let's
We don't know how soon.
say in the loops of things, and we'll update you if
Correct.
we hear anything.
Right, and then I think most probably one of it will be out because Max Verstappen is the target for Toto. Okay, but never mind. Moving on
Hmm.
to I would say Ferrari. How would they perform? Again, is multiple question marks. Multiple question marks. You know, they usually there about from 2019. After 2019, I guess they had the fight with Max Verstappen, right? When they had the same issue in the corner where Norris and Max Verstappen clashed.
Hmm.
So we could see a lot of drama in Austrian GP. It has never been a Grand Prix of silence. There is something going on, you know, in this particular race every year.
Every year.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So moving on for the midfield team, I would say some of the teams have already stopped their development. So Williams is really there.
But it's still not mid-season.
It's not mid-season, bro. It's long way to go still.
Maybe because some teams are also banking on the advantage that they have if they start early for 2026
And then
regulation.
yes, you're right. And then the amount of time that you get for your wind tunnel and stuff like that, that would help a lot as well.
Mm.
You know, for the midfield team to catch up with the top teams. But again, is your genius touch, you know, like those days when Braun had the super Aguri engineer feedback about the double diffuser and really worked.
Yeah.
You know, it could happen.
True. So who do you predict to win?
I'm gonna go with. I mean, I'm gonna discuss few things about the midfield team also. Maybe Williams will do well again. Don't count out Sauber. Huh? Sauber brought a major upgrade and then they are doing very well with Hülkenberg.
Okay.
Bortoleto haven't got the same parts as Hülkenberg, so maybe they're coming with it soon with the same package. So Bortoleto will be in the fight for points as well, hopefully in the coming races. But Hülkenberg, don't count him out. He beat Hamilton to P5. Remember that, yeah?
Okay, so some breakdowns for Austria GP. It is a 4.31 kilometer track and it's 306 kilometers in race duration and also 71 laps.
Yes.
So track record was held by Valtteri Bottas at 1 minute and 2 seconds.
Damn, it's a very short circuit. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is way back in 2020.
2020 and yeah, 2020 were one of the fastest generation of Formula 1 cars, especially the Mercedes.
Yeah, Mercedes was really blistering fast. So they didn't have any competitors back then.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then after that, I would say after Williams, I would say Sauber would be in the mix in the points, and then also AlphaTauri there about with Haja. Haja is doing a solid job. I hope that he don't switch to Red Bull because that will be another major setback. You know, because Tsunoda is a super talent. He's struggling. At least he's closer.
True.
From any of his teammates before this, but he is there closer. But if you look at the statistics, without Max Verstappen, Red Bull is dead last in the championship.
Red Bull,
Right.
I tell you, Red Bull is a non-performing car, but because of the driver, the car looks aggressively fast.
Yeah, man. The way the Max Verstappen, pull the bull, along the track is just amazing. I mean, whatever you say, like you hate him or you love him, Max Verstappen is Max Verstappen.
Okay, so I think to wrap up, you will just share the race times. Practice 1 at 7:30, practice 2 at 11 p.m. Practice 3 on a Saturday is at 6:30, followed by your qualifying at 10, and the race on Sunday will be at 9.
Yeah.
So where do you suggest our fans to watch the race?
I would say, first thing first, I would say Dark Horse for Formula One is a place that you will really meet the fans in KL. Okay. Apart from them, you have Sold Out, Top G. Shout out to Mr. Caprice for allowing us to have a fun yesterday. It was a good fun, joint viewing for MotoGP.
Yes.
Right? And then there are some bars and restaurants. They also started now to have more live viewing party
Yes.
for the fans. So you check out. You just go to your Instagram. You just search. You will get plenty of bars and restaurant for your comfortable wherever you are.
If you guys are working on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, don't forget now we are in the modern era, so we do have mobile apps that you can subscribe to: Astro to Go, Be In Sports, and Formula One TV.
Yeah, I'll be doing that, bro.
Okay. So now the race is no longer just by your television set; it's actually at your fingertips.
Bro, I still remember waiting for the newspaper on Monday, to check out the result.
Yeah.
And look at now, look at where we are now. We have the statistics, the data, everything.
Though I think sooner or later there'll be 4D or 3D or
Oh my God.
augmented reality.
This
is
new technology and the AI is just gonna kill us.
Because I think with Liberty Media on board, the advancements in technology and the broadcasting is just amazing.
Yes, great. But one thing for sure, if I have my hands on the F1 TV channel, I will stop watching Sky Sport F1.
Is it because of some commentators? Don't mind Kumar. Kumar is a bit hard-headed in terms of his comments.
Bro, remember what Ron Dennis said? I watch F1 without commentary. So that sums up my answer.
Yeah. I mean, the interface and the information that's televised is already sufficient sometimes, so you don't actually need to. But I remember Sepang, when you go to a race, you can actually rent those walkie-talkies.
Correct.
Or those commentaries. That's actually quite good. It's about 80 ringgit, I think, for the entire weekend. That was pretty
I
amazing.
don't think we can get that for 80 ringgit nowadays. Even MotoGP is 150.
All right, so we'll be back with our final segment of episode 30. All right, stay tuned.
Yes.
All right, guys, welcome back to Paddock Show. Final segment of episode 30.
Yes, what's gonna happen this weekend, bro?
Yeah. So as you guys know, I think Sepang have been making the rounds in terms of road shows.
Yeah.
So they are gonna be hosting again the Japan GT.
After 12 years.
Okay. So to start off, let's introduce to our fans and our viewers what is Japan GT all about.
Yeah, basically Super GT was a niche sport, something like Super Formula as well, and also Formula 3000 Japan, Formula Nippon. These are the sports that were not known to the public worldwide, but now it's starting to get attention.
Okay.
Like how the series has become from Japan Grand Touring Championship, all right, to Japan GT, and then now Super GT. All right. So what the difference between this racing format? For Super GT, they have two categories. One is GT 500 and another one is GT
300.
All right. GT 500 is basically cars like this, which has around 500 to 700 horsepower, depending. All right. And then full pack with aerodynamic. They are allowed to go all out for their aerodynamic efficiency. As you can see, for GT 500, there are three major manufacturers involved: Honda, Toyota, and also Nissan. So for this year, you are able to see like your local, how to say, the JDMs of the cars that you love to see. There were times whereby Supra, MK7, NSXs, and also 370Zs or GTS are not affordable. People could not buy those cars. But now you can see 370Z, Honda Civic Type R, and also the new Supra, which is the BMW platform that I can see in the roads every day, almost every day. So people are able to see what their road cars, compete with different manufacturers on the real racing, what do you call that, environment. Of course, the chassis and everything is different, and the engine formula is also different. So for GT500, for the current season, since the DTM season, they announced collaboration. I think before COVID, they announced a collaboration with DTM, which didn't happen. They went back to a formula whereby all the manufacturers need to use front-end engine. So they are basically 2.0 turbocharged. 2.0 turbocharged, producing approximately 700 to 600 horsepower, bro.
Wow.
Inline 4. They are just amazing, and they sound aggressive.
Aggressive, huh?
Yeah, you have to check it out. I mean, if I say, maybe some people will not be able to catch what I'm trying to describe here, but when you are in the grandstand, the way the gearboxes, the changes, the sound stays in the grandstand. I mean, the noise is there.
Yeah.
If you're going Super GT, some of you will not able to stand the sound of it.
I think it may be louder than Formula One.
Yeah, it is louder than Formula One at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the exhausts are all coming from the side, man.
Yeah.
Not from behind.
So side blowpipe. So you don't want to stand beside the doors, huh?
And and the sitting position, everything is similar to Endurance Series, Le Mans Series. You can see. I don't know whether you'll be able to see, but you look at the position of the car.
Yes.
Inside, it's going lower and lower.
Correct.
This was back in maybe 2010s, 2009.
So basically, for you guys who are not really into motorsports, Japan or Super GT is actually a modified version or race version of the commercial cars available on sale.
Yeah, and then you must take note for this particular series, the qualifying is very tricky. I still can't digest how the qualifying format works. Even the commentators, they don't really understand how the formatting is. So I'm not gonna go in deep for that, because even I don't know, how they managed to do the placing for the starting grid. Last time it was similar to Formula One. They scrapped it and then they used their own format of qualifying. Okay, for GT300 is a bit mixture of European and Japanese cars. In GT300, you can see manufacturers from modified car shops. Like example, like Spoon, or maybe Garage. And all those private garages, like you said, they will be involved. Of course, some of them are privateers, some of them are factory cars. So like Subaru BRZ, like GT86, they are the same car but different manufacturers. Porsches, Lambos, you have McLaren, and then some female drivers as well involved at the moment.
And the GT500?
GT500 is purely Japanese brands, Honda, Toyota, and what do you call that? Nissan.
And maybe you can share with them the standards of the drivers for this
standard
series.
of the drivers. They have ex-Formula One drivers. They have their homegrown talent like Nakajima. Like I have one driver that I knew in 2018. Jenson Button, yes, came to my mind. Jenson Button won the championship with Ray Brick NSX in 2018.
Wow.
With the new formula of the car setups, which is the 2.0 inline 4. Okay, he won with another Japanese driver, which is given chance to test drive Formula One car for Japanese GP practice.
I see.
All right, and then this, if you remember, Ralph Furman was a Formula One driver. Ralph Schumacher was from there. Even John Alesi's son, he's competing in Super GT now. So it's like mixture of European, Japanese, even Narayan Karthikeyan from the Indian driver. He won few races there as well. So you can see it is becoming more and more diversified. People don't know about it, but the series is very diverse.
Okay, so to you guys who are not working on Thursday, the 26th of June. It is actually free admission.
Yes.
Okay. The gates open at 9 a.m. and then they close at after the last race at 7. So, and there's also a free grid for free walkabout during along the paddock for the public. If I'm not mistaken, it is on Saturday at 1:30.
Yep, correct. And then apart from our Super GT series, we also have Vios Cup going on. Okay, our members for the Gazoo Racing, Mr. Shafiq, Sophia will be racing as well. Christopher will be there managing the team.
Yes.
So this,
So good luck to you guys.
yes, good luck, guys. And also a new addition, which is GT86 Cup. This GT86 Cup is a standard car with all equipped with KW suspension, which we mentioned earlier in the episode, whereby Jason is working along with them.
Yep.
To have this particular arrangement for the GT86 car, meaning to say, similar to Vios Cup, you have identical cars. It's on you on how you drive and set up your car for the race.
Okay. I forgot one thing. If you guys can't stand the hot weather for the public walkabout, there's another public walkabout on Friday at 6 to 7.
Evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's slightly.
Bring your fans, guys.
Yeah.
Now you have the fans, right?
Hmm.
You, if you complain about the heat, imagine what the drivers are going through. With the closed cockpit.
And the qualifying for Super GT will be on Friday at 4:30 and followed by the race on Sunday at 4:30 as well.
Yeah, it's gonna look lit because the sunset. They aim to have that race closed down with the great sunset.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a fantastic finish because now Sepang is lighted up finally after many years.
Yes. Another thing to add on, this Super GT cars or the Super GT series, you will always see different winners, both GT500 category and also GT300 category. Do you know why?
Why?
Because there'll be a success balance for every car that wins the race.
Ah.
So if you win the race,
They use the ballast.
yes, so you will have the success balance. So if you can see, I'm not sure if it's here on the NSX. They have not written it here, but usually they will indicate on the side how much ballast that you have. So if you're a winner from the last race, they will indicate here how many kilos that you need to carry for the race. So that gives a lot of opportunity for other drivers.
I mean that's fair. That makes it more exciting.
Correct.
In terms of
You don't
race.
have that advantage of or seeing domination like what we see in MotoGP and also Formula One.
Right. Okay. So you guys who are free, do come down. I think we are in great support for them bringing back Super GP after 12 years.
Thank you, Haru Media,
Yeah.
for bringing this up.
Yeah. So Harumida did a fantastic job. I think you guys did wonders to actually engage Sepang again, because Sepang, I think, have got the infrastructure, the track for it, and I'm sure the starting will be awesome because Sepang is a 4 abreast car track. It's so wide.
It's so wide, man. I love that track.
Yes.
And
So
then, apart from racing, bro, you have so many other activities. You have to check it out. Cosplay.
there's also safari as well, cosplays, there's the models as well.
Yes. And then some merchandise. I heard there are some people bringing model cars on the track, so I'm excited to see that as well, if there's anything new to grab.
So you guys, if you see a big man out there, do say hello. And now we also have a official phone number, 011-300-66448. You can contact us for any media partnerships, any sponsorships, any public relations, and also watch parties.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, and just to finish off, we do have still opens for cutters for our Merdeka Mini Grand Prix.
Yes. I don't know whether I should participate or not because I'm gonna be heavy, bro. I need DRS or more battery pack.
So we have slots for 20 and we have already taken up 10 cutters. So we are still open for 10 more. So do register with us immediately.
Yes.
All right. Anything else to touch on, Bill, before we wrap up?
I would like to talk about Burago. They have done a fantastic job with this 124 scale car with the driver in it, and it doesn't cost you much. I mean, I was surprised with the pricing of the car. I will not say the price here because some of the sellers out there might get offended. So what you do, you go to Shopee or you check out in Taobao. All right, peace.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll catch you after the Super GT and before what's the next race? Silverstone.
Silverstone, yeah.
All right. Stay tuned. Thank you,
Oh,
guys.
Silverstone. sorry to cut you off, bro. We're gonna collaborate with media, 4 Wheels Media.
Okay.
So we will be there for the watch party. Place to be announced. So I'm gonna be the host as well. Mr. Haris will also be coming, and also our partners from 4 Wheels.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.